I just came to church. The kids are in the gym and they're doing their stuff for young women and young men. And so I went to go get some food for the missionaries, and now I'm back. I came into one of the rooms. It's super hot in here, so I don't know how long I'm going to be in here, but it's pretty hot. I'm just letting you know right now. But I wanted to do this video because I told you guys I was going to do some more videos today, and I ended up just just spending my time washing clothes, making food, and then reading this book. Okay, so I wanted to share some of the things that I learned from reading this book. It brought me quite a bit of sadness because I got to hear everything that poor Emma had to go through. I knew some stuff, but I didn't know everything. So I will just tell you that it's a really great read, and that I learned a lot. I totally respect her for all the things that she had to go through. I think the last time we ended up leaving off on this one, which is the Sacred Records. So she had to help being a scribe for Joseph for a while until Martin Harris came by and he wanted to help print the manuscript. He ended up asking Joseph to borrow it. When he borrowed it, he ended up losing the 100 and some pages of the manuscript. And yeah, and then Joseph was kind of in trouble with the Lord, and then he couldn't do any more work. And so they were pretty sad for a while. It talks about how Emma lost her baby. Her baby ended up passing away, which is Alvin, which was the firstborn. And then she ended up being pregnant a little bit later with some twins, and she ended up losing those two. So she was falling away in a lot of sadness because she had lost 3 babies already. And so she was pretty sad. Then they ended up meeting a sister, and she ended up passing away, but she had just given birth to 2 twins. So some twins. And Joseph and Emma ended up wanting to adopt those 2 kids. And so they ended up adopting them. And so they took care of them. And then some time passed and the kids got sick. They ended up with measles, and as much as Emma tried to warn them and keep them safe, the mob ended up coming and taking Joseph and taking him outside and just torturing him, beating him, hurting him, covering him in tar and lots of feathers. And one of the babies did not make it that time. And so one of the twins passed away, which was, I believe, Joseph. That was his name. So then they had to just continue to keep moving. There was lots of moving that they had to do, and Emma was just really frustrated. She was very sad. She was hurting a lot. She ended up getting a blessing from her father-in-law, which was Joseph's dad, and he was a patriarch, and gave Joseph and her their patriarchal blessing. They gave him a blessing, and it doesn't say. Gave him a blessing each, and she was told that she was going to have more children. And so I think that brought her some comfort. The Lord did tell her that she needed to continue to be comforting to Joseph. And so they just continued. There was a lot of moving. He ended up having to leave her a lot of the time because he was out preaching and trying to go to Washington and going to all these different places. So she was left alone a lot. She was left alone a lot with the family business as well. Even though they were struggling so much, they were in debt. she ended up burying the 3 kids, which is her first baby, her 2 twins, and then the one that she adopted. She ended up burying 3 of those babies, I believe, where the Kirtland Temple was. And it was sad for her that she had to leave there and move again. And she just went through so much. She went through so much. I feel super bad for her. This is like such a great book, but I just feel really bad for her. I just don't understand why she had to suffer so much, right? But it does definitely keep you reading to find out more. What else? She got pregnant, I think, with the 6th baby, and then the 6th baby passed away also after 14 months, so like a toddler. And she was devastated with that too. And so it's like there was a lot of loss there of babies. And she was just, very sad. And it also talks about when Joseph was arrested, he ended up escaping. He ended up coming back to her. They had been separate for quite a while. And so right now I'm in this, I'm on page 27, and it says, I now turn the key to you. So I haven't gotten to this part yet. I want to go ahead and keep reading. So I went ahead and brought the book with me to church, and I'm going to try to continue to read this book here. I also brought my word search book that I was gifted for my birthday from Sister Rocha. And I have pretty much gotten to like half of the book already, guys. I've been like doing this a lot. I've been enjoying doing my word search. So I'm on puzzle 49 actually. 49. So I brought these 2 books with me to kind of keep me entertained. Hubby's going to be here for a while today. I think he's going to be here till like 9 or something. So he has to do some stuff with the bishop. And so, yeah, I thought I would entertain myself, but I wanted to go ahead and show you the book, tell you about some of the stuff I was reading. It's very interesting. There's a lot of details in here that I did not know. And I just feel so bad for her. I was kind of like, do I want to keep reading? But no, it's a great book. I have to take breaks though in between because I have a hard time with my eyesight, and so that's kind of annoying to have to keep pausing and doing something else so that my eyes calm down for a little bit. I ended up bringing some highlighters. I have these 2 highlighters. All the other highlighters that I had just dried out. I should have just gone to the Dollar Tree right now to go get some highlighters, but I'm trying these out. I think my sister got me these, and if not, I bought them at Five Below. I'm not really sure, but I'm trying these, and they're doing pretty good. But I kind of like the regular highlighter, which is like this. This one is more like orangey. I was like hoping that it wouldn't mess up the book, so it didn't. It didn't go through either, so it's okay. I like highlighting my books. There's also a part where they get to a certain place, and then Joseph gets sick. And okay, so it says here, the fact that Joseph had been so physically near while he had been sick made Emma feel even more keenly her loneliness and his absence. Little Frederick lay ill with the sickness, and Emma was again pregnant, actually aware of her condition. Joseph wrote, okay, so that's not the part. Where's the part where they get sick? When they get to, hold on. Let me find it. They do get sick, and then she has to attend to everybody. Hold on, guys. Where is that part? she has to attend to everybody at some point. Right here it says disregarding herself, okay, so it says Joseph's fatigue gave way to malaria fever, and it was left to Emma to nurse him back to health. Usually she could work steadily without seeming the worse for it. But this time she too became exhausted. Disregarding herself, she nursed Joseph back to health and also many others who were sick around her, turning her house and yard into a kind of field hospital for the sick and dying. But there was little anyone could do, and malaria took a terrible toll of the saints that year. And so she ends up talking about how she never really gets to have her home to herself. Like, she's never at peace because also Joseph is always inviting people over to their home. And so that affected them too financially, because she was constantly having to feed members and people who they were fellowshipping, and Joseph always brought somebody home. And so they were constantly, and some of the people were taking advantage of them as well. And so she did tell Joseph that, that she was already tired of that, because it was constant, and some people would take advantage of them as well. So let's see where it says, I'm trying to figure out where it was. There's also a part where it says where the Lord gave the word of wisdom, because she kept trying to keep her place, because they were living at a store on the top floor, and she finally got a place of her own, and she was able to fix it how she wanted to, and she always wanted to keep her place clean. But people would come over and they would smoke or chew tobacco and stuff, and so their place was dirty, and she would get upset, and she ended up telling Joseph that she did not want that. And so Joseph inquired from the Lord if they should stop doing that. And the Lord ended up giving him that word of wisdom. I'm just trying to find it, guys, because it's kind of hard to go back and look for that part. Maybe I should have written it down or put something like a little star or something next to it, because it's kind of hard. Okay, so it says here, Joseph inquired of the Lord concerning the use of tobacco, and on the 27th of February of 1833, the Lord revealed that the word of wisdom, Emma's strong desire to have a neat and clean home, resulted in an inspired, far-reaching code of health, and Emma and Joseph were likewise able to settle a practical domestic problem. So that's when the word of wisdom came about. Joseph also let her know that she was going to be an elect lady, and she was going to end up writing some hymns but putting together like a hymn book. And so I didn't know that some of those hymns, most of the hymns came from Protestant. It says right here, it says more than half of the 90 songs were borrowed from Protestant hymns. None were authored by Emma herself. The little hymnal was at last printed by the end of 1835 and bound for distribution in February 1836. And it says, now with time and with the talented help of William W. Phelps, church printer and poet, Emma made every effort to complete the project. So yeah, there were just a lot of little details that I did not know. So it's quite interesting to find a lot of those little details out. And it kind of just gives me more information to go by. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you. I went ahead and did a video. I'm going to go ahead and do another video taking pictures and then making a reel so you guys can read it or see some of the things that I was able to read and look at, and hopefully you guys can read them too. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think. I definitely encourage you guys to check out this book, or at least read it. I'm posting most of the pictures on my Facebook page in case you guys want to check it out. Hopefully you guys can see them. I'm trying to just do the parts that I highlighted, but if you want the complete page, I can take a picture of it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I will talk to you guys soon. I don't know what other video I'm going to do, but I did want to do this one because I wanted to let you guys know what I thought about it. I think she's an amazing leader, or she was an amazing leader. I think she's a great example. She was full of strength and bravery, and I just admire how much she put up with and how much she was willing to do for her husband. She was left alone a lot to raise the kids on her own. She had to travel on her own to be with her husband. She wasn't afraid to go and see him in jail. You know, she wasn't afraid to take care of the family business or the investments and stuff like that. That's a lot. That's a lot on a person, to see him suffer and to go through all the death in her life, like all her kids who were passing away. It's just a lot, you know. I'm glad that the Lord provided her, you know, ways for her to be a mom and be able to see some of her kids survive. How the saints were able to help her through the tough times, and through everything that Joseph went through and everything, how they helped each other out, how they lived in poverty, and how she still managed to stay with him, how her and others helped, you know, gather the saints and make sure that everybody was like okay, and how they built cities, and just, you know, she just stood firm by her husband, and just, you know, she continued to believe in God and just put the project together that he had her do. The bravery that she had to tell her husband, you know, that, you know, they needed to stop with the tobacco and, you know, the smoking and stuff, you know, just the woman that she was. It's just, you know, she's just an amazing person. And I can't wait to keep reading more about her. So anyway, I think that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.